Okay, I have no idea where this video is gonna go, but we're gonna give it a shot. Um, so in the previous one, we changed up the command handler to um, where is the trait? Here it is. Um, to be able to have this blanket implementation for FNs, but um, it sort of had an issue with like where it's writing its standard output to, and I don't like that the command handlers have to say what type of output they're going to send it to. And I think we can do this, although like I'm caveating this. Caveating? That's not a word. Um, I'm giving a caveat saying that I think, well, let's just see what happens. So command handler W, I don't like this. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so we take that out and everything starts to fail. Well, one thing started to fail. Unused import. Well, but we still failed our test somehow. It didn't compile. So it didn't compile because we don't have a generic for command handler W. So this probably needs to be where W is IO write, right? Stud IO write. May still not like it. Okay. So here our implementation. So we just need to give it another trait bound. Where W stud IO write. Come on. There we go. Having problems typing tonight. And right, so we have to implement this for touch. So command handler W for touch, where W is right. This won't format in docs. I don't like that. Let's do it that way. And we're going to have to do the same thing for help. So this stud out is now going to be a mute of W, where W is right. We'll have to do that for the other one too. Touch. So we don't care what this is. It just has to be W. How are we doing? Getting there. We can probably cargo build, yeah. So cargo test. It's just our doc test that we have to fix here. So cannot find W in the scope. 39. It's right there. See it? Oh, we have to impl. Ignore my family in the background who's probably talking very loudly. So we have to put a generic there. Getting close. So this impl W for help. Where? Good. This is now going to be generic over W there. And missing generics for trait command handler. Right, because we have to give it W in here. Ooh, it worked. Okay, cargo build, cargo test. Not bad. Okay, so this works. So the only thing we did, a huge breaking change. So command handler is now generic over W, where W is not a stdio write. It's just a write. Okay, I guess it is stdio write. Is that a generic? Okay, that must be the generic trait for writers. Okay, we're good. I thought I messed it up and we have to change it. So now the command handler doesn't have to specify the W. It just is generic. And I think that now in our FN, I think we can take this off, because it should be able to elide all of the arguments. But let's see. No. So the output type is not there. Type annotations needed. So let's look at add command. So it's a handler of command handler here with W. Man, I thought that was going to work, because the add command should bind W. Command handler here, this W should be defined. It still says it wants the type. So let's look at this. Have we defined it here? So command here, CMD. CMD is generic, right? Yes. So there's the W. These are still taking W's. We're implementing this for IO write. Okay. We'll have to talk about where we put, you know what, I want to do this now. So I do know that our typical coding practices are going to say that if you have complicated types here, move it into the where clause. Basically prefer where clauses instead of putting them in line with the inside the angle brackets. It doesn't, I'm going to say it doesn't really matter, but let's just do it here and see what happens. Do they really need to be static? I'm not sure, but let's just do this. So that is how I think the preference is. Certainly not going to change our type annotations here, but perhaps, start putting it like this. Here, I believe like this is okay, but personally, I put things in where clauses. That seems to be often what's done in the standard library. So you might just consider doing that. Okay, so if we have our command handlers return error types, which I think we should. I don't know if we need to change that. Probably not. I don't know. Well, that's not what we're dealing with right now. So our add command here still takes the handler. It's an impl of that. Okay. I want to put a generic here, but I don't think I can make a generic of what I have. So I'm just going to say that this is an IO stud out. That's probably the only trait bound I have to do. Can I make this a wide? Might be able to. Cannot infer type. I'd like this to be inferable. You know what? Let's go down this rabbit hole for a minute. What if we did this? So I know, excuse me, I know we don't have that function yet, but let's add it and see if this makes us happy. So I have a new one called pub fn add command fn. It's going to be the same mutable thing of that. I don't think we have to. I think we can do that. This is going to work. It does work. Okay. I honestly feel like this is a compiler inadequacy if that it can't do this. So all I did is change this to say to have a new function called add command function. So insert a new command. Or closure. We can add the existing note because we're just good. And if we go into our lib here, we don't have to define any arguments and everything works. Which is good, I think. I think this is the right sort of thing to do. At least until the compiler can figure out that the closure arguments are going to be typed based off of the command generic of W, which defines what the writable one is. We have an explicit signature which will match perfectly to this. Like I said, it's unfortunate that we can't do that, but I'm okay with having an additional method name just to be able to make this work, because I think this will be important to have. Okay, let's commit this. I'm not even going to write a commit message. There's my commit message. Sorry about that. But I think I think these are good changes. I mean, especially having your impls for your command handlers not actually have to define what type of output they're using. We need to take off the rest of these underscores on these arguments where we're actually using them. That's got to go away, and stud out is not stud out, it's just output. That's just rote going through it and figuring it out. I can do it here. Let's do a global search and replace for stud out, and we're going to replace that with well, we're just going to do output. Can I replace all? Yeah, do that. Okay. The thing is, if you're using it, you shouldn't have it be an underscore, so these should be replaced. But I can't easily hit F2 and replace that here in the editor, because the editor does not know about Ruststock. Okay, let me commit, post this, and should be good.